sebenza kanzima.
My name is Archie. I'm a producer, songwriter, artist, and a little studio owner with my homie Steve. We run a place called Treehouse Sounds. I've produced for a bunch of people, but namely it would be Tyson Cybertelli and recently Aries, which has been a crazy one for me. And yeah, I'm here to show you my music. I thought I'd play you one that's a full song. I've got my vocals on it and everything. I'm just gonna play the whole one so you can see how it translates into my music. It's like kind of pop-punky vibes. I hope you enjoy it, man. It's about crawling in a ball and having a big cry. That's pretty much the concept.
Oh no, I've been dealing with fell fires. I've seen the seed growing out of leaf in a long line of people blowing open pretty pieces of poor fine. And when the show is over, they don't know who I am. Fine, I said it 80 times. I lean over so cold. The message in my mind keep floating this boatload. And maybe caught a lead, but my battery so low. Cause nothing break me down except my own evil Lord knows. You'll find me on the floor. It's faster when I break down. Crawl into a ball. It's just another breakdown. Find me on the floor. Faster when I break down. Crawl into a ball. Just another breakdown.
And then it's done, just like that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Production to me is the arrangement. So a lot of my production process happens in the arrangement phase. I'll have a very basic loop, which I then put into a whole song. And then like final elements, which make the song what it is, come once the structure's sort of already in there. I always say that you could take the best song in the world and arrange it into the worst song in the world. So your arrangement is pretty much what the song comes down to for me. And to me, that's what production is. So this is how I arrange, man. On this song, I started with a sample. I knew I wanted it to be like dancey and sort of active and fun like that. And so I knew I needed to start with the drums because it's like you gotta have the groove. It's the most important thing with dance music for me. And I knew I wanted to make something like this. And I haven't made a lot of stuff like this. I just knew that I wanted something that like felt fun. I don't know if you've listened to Jungle's new album at all, but yeah, this is kind of what I was thinking, definitely. And then added a few more elements drum-wise. And those are where the hats sit, and that's where it gets all active and busy. So I had the drums running, and then I got really lucky. I opened this bass line. Well, I played this bass line, literally first go. I don't know what was going on with me, but I was in it, man. And I thought it was just like, felt naughty. You know what I mean? It felt like you're on your way to do something very naughty. And I let two of those things go, and for this one I wanted it to have two very discernible sections, so I arranged it in the loop to do that. And the second section's bass line is completely different. It goes like this. More open, less bouncy. And then this is just that nice and simple stuff. And there's not more on the beat, eh? There's not much more on the beat. You can see I've got these keys. I got those keys running, which I played on Lounge Lizard. I'm lucky enough to know how to play keys. And then I've got the siren. And that was just to add some like nice airy sort of feels to it. I've also got this little keyboard riff, which I love to bits. Yeah, so that's the keyboard riff, and that's pretty much the whole beat. And you can see over here, I've got a bunch of stuff in this section that wasn't in the loop section, and that's what I'm talking about. Well, add more things that are outside of the actual loop once I'm in the arrangement phase. And there's also this little thing, which literally does that the whole time. It's just like a little drone in there. And there are these keys on the verses. And that's the whole thing. And then it changes a little bit. It's like just little. And that's like the whole beat. That's everything that's in this song. And then the beat alone sounds like this. Nice. Like, usually I would not feel like this is finished. And I think if I wasn't trying to just make what I like, I would have put more stuff and ruined this whole thing, you know what I mean? Most of the rest of it comes down to the vocal and the difference in the vocals. This is the lead line for the verse.
Oh no, I've been learning from last time.
And you can, I've made it dirty. Sounds like it's coming through two different radios, you know what I mean? It's even got like a, yeah, this is me, yeah, this is me, this is me. Thank you, Farron. So you can see it's like, that sort of tone is what like speaks to that emptiness of the verse like really well. So then with everything on, it's like, and it's like, it sits really nice, you know? Yeah, man, so that's how I treated the verse. And then because I wanted it to open up and be way more like, I don't know, I wanted it to feel like watery, not like underwatery, but like fluid in the second half, so that it was like, what's nice to me about this song is it's like the contrast between it being like stuck to that hard groove where it's all quantized and it gets a little more like looser and flowy and open in the chorus. So what I did was I turned off the amp and I ran these vocals which sound like this.
It's faster when I break down.
So it's still a little dirty.
It's just another breakdown.
But it's like warmer than it is harsh. And then I added these big ones over here.
It's faster when I break down.
And I gotta have the high ones as well. I gotta have the high ones. I do like 3 octave. You know those ones? And then I've got these ones running at the end. This.
Dip in the soft light, faster when I break down. Happen my whole life, crawled into a ball. Then I dip in the low light. Just another breakdown, happen my whole life.
And then what I did was I resampled all of those layers and I plugged them into a vocoder, which gave me this. And it just adds to that like prettiness of the whole thing. And then altogether the vocals on the chorus sound like this.
It's faster when I break down, crawl into a ball. It's just another breakdown. Find me on the floor, dip in the soft light. Faster when I break down, happen my whole life, crawl into a ball.
And I just elaborated on it a little bit for the second half of it. So I feel like you should always be able to listen to the song. You should know where you are in the, like you should know I'm in the verse, I'm in the chorus. But you should know which chorus you're on. You know what I mean? If you got 3 choruses in a song, you should be able to listen to it. And you should be able to go, okay, cool, I'm on first chorus, I'm on second chorus, and I'm on third chorus, you know? So it's like, as much as each section is the same as the last verse, it's like it needs to also grow on it, you know? Which is why I added these vocals.
Find me on the floor.
And that only comes in the second one, but it's...
Find me on the floor.
So it's like, okay, cool, it's the chorus, but it's the second chorus, you know what I mean? It makes it just way more obvious.
another breakdown.
And then that's like the whole song. Just like simple, effective choices, not trying to go too crazy with it. And don't write music to make it look like you write music. It's like if you write music, you'll just do it. And it's the same with production. It's like you really have to be in touch with what made you want to do it in the first place. And yeah, that's me, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Archie, I'm way too inspired about your production because first and foremost, you spoke about Aries, and Aries is like an idol to me, someone who I learned my production.
Me too,
one thing I want to ask on like coming up to vocals, what's the best quality for like mastering a vocal? Is it the frequency or is just putting VSTs? That's what I wanted to be aware, because I'm also a producer, by the way.
I think the most important thing is just keeping in mind that everything is its own specific case. I don't do a lot of processing on my vocals. I'll usually use the stock plugins on Ableton. I'll do like an EQ. I'll compress it a bit if I need to. If I'm making like my more open stuff, like my more acoustic stuff, then I won't even put a compressor a lot of the time. I think it depends a lot on how you record it. So I think there's like no best way to mix vocals into something, but I think there is a best way to record vocals. A lot of it comes from that, and then just being able to kind of see what it needs, you know. You could have 5 different mixes of the vocals, and it's actually up to you which one is the right one. And so it's up to you how to get there as well. It's difficult, but yeah, try and keep it light. I think a lot of the problems come from over-processing, thinking, okay, cool, I need to get rid of the irritating frequencies, and now I need to compress it, and now I need to do something to undo what I did with the compression. But if you like keep it simple, then it'll sound more easy, you know.
Thank you. Last question I wanted to be aware is that what's quality? What's quality? Is it the mix and mastering or having a good studio? Because where we're from, like we're lacking studio, but we have more marketing in our production. So that's what we wanted to be aware of.
I think it depends on like what you mean when you say quality. Like I think there's a production standard quality where it's like you won't get TV placements if your mix isn't of a certain standard, and like they won't even consider you. If you send in a tape to Idols and your audition tape is mixed strangely, it's like they won't listen to the stuff like that. But if you're talking about quality in terms of like the music, you know, like what makes good music, I think a lot of my favorite songs have got a terrible mix. You know, I don't think that's where the importance of music sits. I think music is something that's much beyond, it's much further than that, you know. But if you're trying to make sync deals, you gotta get your mixing up. Yeah. And the studio helps a lot. I say I don't process my vocals a lot, but I've got a good microphone. We're using a really solid preamp, which is going into this interface, which is a good interface. There's treatment on the walls, you know, so it's like, I think I've forgotten how difficult it is to get vocals from a difficult environment to sound right. So I think, put up a mattress, man. Or like if you've got like a room divider, like just shy a mattress behind you and then put up a thick blanket.
Thank you, sir.
Got you, man.
Sure.
Thank you, guys.
How did you start getting placements, and how did you end up getting that Aries placement?
Hey, man, this is entertainment. It's who you know. A lot of it is who you know. And I don't even think, if I'm going to be really honest, I don't even think that's a bad thing. I think that's just how it is. The industry couldn't change that even if they consciously wanted to, which they don't. Your music has to be good, and it has to get to the right ears, and you can't have anything following you that will stop it from happening. You know what I mean? It's like you can't have arguments with people. Like arguments you'll have with people will bite you like 6 months down the line, and you'll miss a placement and things. So it's just like you have to keep yourself very professional. You have to make an effort to network with people who you think you could get in touch with and would resonate with your work. And you have to make good music.
Serenza, Serenza, Serenza.